Act 4. House Full of Roses. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. Denial. This isn't real. The pain inside me, the things inside me, this isn't real. Still, maybe there's a chance if I take a second glance. This isn't real. My mind's playing a trick. In reality, I chose not to pick. This isn't real. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. I shouldn't believe it. It just lies. Not real. What is real? You can't hurt me. Why does it hurt? It isn't real. This is real. This is real. It can't. I can't read. For a second time today, I find myself in the hospital. The other side this time. The emergency room. I sit in the colorless starch sheets of the hospital with the shoulders sliding over my right arm. Oh God. With adrenaline gone, I rely on painkillers to keep myself stable. My memories are all stored in pieces. We visited Sayuri in the hospital. I ran into Monica. I found a full bottle of pills. I broke it down Yuri's door, and then I called 911. My head is still throbbing. It physically hurts to remember the events that just transpired. My eyes switch between the four walls that surround me. I stretch my neck to look out into the emergency room. Nurses and doctors occasionally walk by. Finally, one nurse steps inside. Hello. Hello. How are you feeling? Unnerved and very scared. I have an urge to cry. I don't know what to answer. My mind is drugged by painkillers and shock. The nurse then opens and goes into a procedure of asking me questions and assessing my mental state. It's a mess! Can you tell me your name? Yes. Shock is one hell of a drug. What is your name? Midas. She continues to read some notes on the computer. Do you know what day it is? We had our visit to Dr. Lang on Saturday, which was yesterday, so... Sunday. The nurse nods. And do you know where you are? The old supervisor Wallace answered that. The hospital. I stared at navy blue sling on around my arm. He had dislocated it. Oh God. We are unable to pop up everything, please, but it will take time to fully heal. It's best to keep in the sling for a while. Yuri. Where's Yuri? The girl you came with? I'm sorry, I'm not her nurse. I believe she's being treated by the doctor down the hall. I bolt off the bed and exit the room. Thank goodness we're not wearing an IV. The nurse calls out, Hey, wait! I continue to run down the hall. Whoa there, kiddo! I can't do that. I can't act. I'm in the verge of crying. A man in a white coat intercepts me. Are you the doctor? I'm a doctor, yes. Wait, you're the one who came with the girl. Yuri? Where is she? Is she okay? The doctor's face says it all. Why don't we take a seat? He puts his hand on my shoulder, but I swat it off. No, I don't believe you. Let me see her. Where is she? I'm sorry. By the time we were able to treat her, it was already too late. You're lying. You're lying. She's not dead. She's not. My mind begins to fail, coming up with a proper reaction. I see guards turn the corner and quickly approach me. That's fine. That's kind of hilarious, but fuck. The doctor places his hand up as the notion attempt to hold up. I finally collapse onto a wooden bench. The doctor gets down on one knee and places a hand on my shoulder once more. I press my face into my palms. This isn't real. This isn't real. This can't be real. I leaned something on this bench just now. The bench where the little girl was, she told she has cancer. The bench where a child learns her parent had a fatal heart attack or her mom has told her son was in a horrific car accident. The same bench where I was told the one thing I care about in this world has been ripped away from me. The exact same bench where I learned that love isn't something tangible. True love only exists in memories. In another moment it's gone before you even know you had it. Another special poem. Anger, 7 deadly sins, lined like a shopping list. Which one do I pick today? I grabbed the red bottle and popped the cap, veins filled with hate, and eyes filled with torment. Fists clenched ready to break anything and everything. The fires of hell corrupt my soul, lashing out at anyone who comes close, tearing and ripping and tearing at the things I love, tearing at my very being. I'm no longer myself. The spirit of wrath knocks on my door, and I'm foolish enough to let him in. This is from our perspective, this isn't Yuri's. What the fuck? I'm trying to not cry, but what was that? Doc, do you ever look at someone and your heart just melts? I'm sorry about what happened. I just still can't believe she's really gone. He draws some things down on his notepad. How does it all make you feel? It makes me want to cry. Empty. I don't feel nothing anymore. Anything anymore. It's a bit hard to describe, really. Do you know what nothingness feels like, Doc? Your mind has some time. Your mind has had some time to process the initial shock. The spirit can be a dangerous time for you. A lot of different emotions may go through your mind. Look, can you just give me the medication or something so I can leave? We'll get to that. I just can't give them to you straight away. My eyes trace the walls of the room. Can you tell me what's on your mind? What's on my mind? I beat him absent-mindedly. What's on my mind? It's good to get your mind off the event. You don't understand, Doc. I can't get it out of my head. My voice cracks with every word. What do you mean? You weren't there! I began to raise my voice at him. You didn't see the look on her eyes. They were fucking gray! Oh god! You didn't have to sit in an ambulance and tell the paramedics what happened. You didn't have to relive every single moment while being questioned by the police. You're not the person. Every single time I close my eyes, Doc, I just see her sitting in that bathtub. I just want to get that image out of my head. You're not alone, no god. That's why I need you to give me some pills or something. Okay. I look up at him. It's going to be okay. I'll give you a prescription based on what you're feeling. So just keep telling me what you feel. I don't feel anything! I scream at him and slam my fist on the table. I just don't understand. I did everything right. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. Stop asking me how I fucking feel! You shoot up into my feet. Please, Midas. Don't say shit to me! I point my finger at him maliciously. You don't care about me? I'm just another patient to you. You don't care about me or Yuri or anyone. We're all the same in your eyes. Just another paycheck for you. I pushed spit sharply out of my mouth. We're just a way for you to feed your fancy lifestyle. Maybe some fancy jewelry for your wife or a fun vacation for your kids. That's all we mean to you. You need to calm down. You know, it's not true. I chose the profession because I want to help people who aren't strong enough to help themselves. I scramble back and forth around the office. My voice cracks under the anger. Just give me back my life! I grab the coffee table and topple it over. Oh god. Oh no. Papers fly in the air as the doctor instinctively jumps back. Then scatter against the floor. You sit on your chair, ask me a couple of questions, and then send me on my way. Let's talk about traumas if you know what I'm going through. You see, so many people with so many problems, and yet you look at them all the same. So who's the real crazy person, Doc? He stands on the head against Rosa in place. That's what I thought. I'm out of here. Midas, please. I start to the door and I don't look back. I sit brutally on my couch and bury my face into my palms. My hands tremble in anger. I run my fingers through my hair until it looks like a destroyed bird's nest. Tears begin to stream down my face. Tears of frustration and anxiety. My legs launch me back up at hawk speed. For some reason, I can't stand still. I begin to pace my living room floor. My eyes continue to flash between the corners of my house. I don't think my eyes have been focused on one stagnant object all day long. Now that I think about it, but what is that object? Ah! I scream at the top of my... I can't even scream properly. I scream at the top of my lungs in order to release all my bottle of anger. I collapse back onto my couch as my energy sapped. My breathing grows heavy and raspy. For some reason, my frustration still hasn't left. I lean over my couch and grab a potted plant, flinging it across the room, which shatters against the wall. Shards ricochet in every direction. My heart continues to beat furiously. If this goes any longer, my chest is going to explode. I throw my body into the wall. With a thud, my knuckles collide with the sheetrock. Wait, is it our shoulder dislocated? Again. Again, my fist goes through the wall. I slowly retracted my hand back. My knuckles are covered in blood. My right arm is in a sling and my left hand bloody. I absentmindedly stare at the red patches of lost skin around my knuckles. It's funny how we use the same color we use to represent love is also represents anger. Okay, that was kind of funny. I guess they're more or less the same. They both can destroy something within seconds. I need to take a breather for a bit, so that I can read. Both only ever end in pain. My body gives out and I fall onto the floor. And just like me, my whole world comes crashing down as well. I lay lifeless. I unclench my fist until my knuckles turn white. I let out a long breath. Literally, my body relaxes and the color of my knuckles return. My heart still continues to beat irregularly. I take a look at my wounds. I just don't understand. Why me? Physical exhaustion eventually overtakes my hyperactive mind and I find myself drifting off to sleep. Another special poem. Bargaining. Why wasn't it me? Take me instead, but leave her here while I awake in bed, flooded with my fears. Because it shouldn't have been me. I don't know what went wrong. How she got away. Ah, I should have known along. I couldn't make it all okay. So it shouldn't have been me. I changed my way of life just to see her again. I'm in so much pain and strife. I guess this is the end. So just take me. But that's not how you work from what I can infer. So you won't bring her forth. So I can just be with her. So if you won't take me, I'll take myself. I have to calm down a bit. Still in emotional shock. I wake up on the living room floor. My body feels heavy. I didn't remember much of anything these past few days. I try to push myself up. Every muscle in my body begins to scream in agony. Mustering all my strength, I lean up against my couch. I pan my eyes around the room. Extending my neck, I could see broken remains of my potted plant. It's weird being isolated for so long. I've lived my whole life in an empty home now. However, now is the first time I've actually felt truly alone. They say loneliness is a universal fear for all living creatures. Why couldn't it have been me? I slowly raise up and begin to pace the room. This is very inappropriate! My eyes start from one focus to the next. The hole in the wall, the broken vase, my bloody knuckles, my slinged arm. There we go. This is more appropriate. There's more to it, I know it. I grab a stack of paper and a pen and begin writing things down. With a slinged arm and busted hand. Looks like more like scribbles than anything. I continue to incoherently write my thoughts down. To anyone else, it would look like a mess of sporadically placed lines, but to me, it's a timeline of all of the events. I look at the mess before me. Now where do I begin? What could have I changed? I couldn't have risen to the house sooner? Or was it too late? Or earlier than that? I couldn't distribute my pupils to different parts of the scribbles. What steered this? The argument? The messages? The boys? The medication? Earlier than that? Yuri's home life? I only had met her sooner. No. I should have stopped Monica from telling everyone. My mind races from one thought to the next. I should have paid more attention to those texts. And this is a very unsettling way of how we're depicting us spiraling into insanity. I shouldn't have kept an eye on Yuri and made sure she was taking her meds. How could I not have known she wasn't taking her meds? I shoved this into my empty kitchen. No response. That's fine. This is fine. I'm fine. The mess of my papers in the counter says otherwise. If only took me so long to break down that door. Or maybe I called 911 sooner. Or maybe because we shouldn't have counted pills in the first place. All these thoughts continue to form a hurricane within my head. It's making me dizzy. What if I didn't visit Sayuri in the hospital? It had to be that. That wasted too much time. We're gonna blame Sayuri for all of this? Or was Yuri already gone by the morning? I should ask her. How would I do that? I look up at my ceiling. Hey, anyone there? I'd like to make a deal. I get no response yet again. Any chances I can get Yuri back? I'll pay you. I'll become a better person if that's what you want to hear. I shout louder at my ceiling. My head sinks down in shame and I stare back into the maelstrom of paper. I whisper to myself, I've gone insane! Like a deer, my head jerks to the sudden sound of my doorbell. I open the door with as little effort as possible. Natsuki appears on the other side. Hey. I mean, with the depressing mode that's coming on, this is kind of appropriate. It's for horses. I mutter my response with as little enthusiasm as possible. Okay, let's reiterate that a bit. Hey, it's for horses. Can I come in? I guess. I turn around and walk back into the living room. I could care less if Natsuki follows me. She follows me into the cell I call a home. So, are you doing alright? I think so. I don't look at her. Instead, I stand hunched over, eyes staring blankly at the ground behind her. Natsuki begins to take a look around my house. Her eyes glance at the hole in the wall, then at me, at the potted plant, and then me, at the scribbled markings on my counter, and then back at me. I throw my hand up dismissively. I don't want to hear it. I just want to stand in silence for a moment. She opens her mouth to protest but then closes it. Silence is a fragile thing. It can be broken by just a slip of a tongue. It makes you wonder. How can something so heavy be so delicate at the same time? Why? Why what? Why did you come here? To check up on you. Why? Did you feel bad for me? Worried I'd kill myself? Worried I would go jump off the nearest bridge and drown myself so just I can see Yuri? Now this is a subtle reference. You're all the same. You, the doctor, the kids at school, me. I tried to be difficult, I really did. Or different. I can't read, God. You were different. If that were true, Yuri would still be alive. This entire time I fight back to hold my tears. A feeling of sorrow smothers me completely. She really did love you. I know. That's why it hurts so much. I look away from Natsu, trying to hide the fact that I'm crying. Can you please just leave? I don't. I'll be fine, I assure her. I just need some alone time to think. Thank you for coming and checking up on me. I know you mean well, but I'd rather be alone right now. She stands there quietly for a moment. I wish I could go back. Believe me, I really do. But we can't, Midas. I'm really sorry for what happened. I feel the same as you. All this time my friend was hurting and I never knew. Some nights I lay awake wondering where it went wrong. I could have done to change it all. But there's no use in letting it consume you. You have to move on from your past. She looks it down on the ground suddenly. You know I did. Sorry. Throat itches. She collects herself and faces me again. You have to accept what happened eventually. I know it's hard, but time heals all wounds. With that, she turns her heels and leaves my house. She's wrong. Time doesn't heal all wounds. Time just lets you go numb into the pain. I stare back up at my ceiling. I just want her back. I just want to hold her again. Look into her eyes one last time. At least let me say goodbye. I've fallen to my knees. I'm back at the same spot I awoke this morning. The uncomfortable carpet. I decide to close my eyes once again. Are we going to have this every time a day is over? I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah. Depression. Outside is a smile, inside is a frown. Outside you see a hole, inside them just in pieces. Outside is warm, inside is cold. Outside is emotion, inside there's emptiness. Outside you hear laughter, inside there's only silence. Outside there's the smell of flowers, inside it's rotten tainted. Outside is a bright sunny day, inside is a dark stormy night. Outside I can find success, inside is also the failure. Outside is just lies, outside is a mask, Inside inside the mask is pain. Inside the mask is fear. Inside the mask is nothing at all. Because I am nothing until I put on the mask. I jolt awake in a cold sweat. I look around my room. How do I even get here? Oh, but that's a good question. How did I even get here? The last thing I remember was Natsuki visiting me yesterday. Was it yesterday? What day is it? I look outside my window. There's nothing but gray. I climb out of bed and immediately fall onto my knees. My head is throbbing. I head towards the bathroom to cool off. I turn to cold water and begin to rinse my face. Over running off the faucet, I hear an ominous noise. Failure. Huh? My head jerks up and find myself face to face with my reflection. He has a twisted grin on his face. What's happening? You couldn't save her. What's wrong with you? Do you know how important you are to her? Stop it. You let her die alone. No. Stop it! She died alone! Shut up! I cover my ears with my hands. I squeeze my ears so tightly that my ear canals begin to hurt. You're not real. Oh? I'm as real as you are. I'm just a reflection of you after all. He or I say that in a matter-of-fact way. You can't hide from yourself. Stop talking to me! Do you know how much you meant to her? Why are you doing this? You meant everything to her. And then you just yelled right in her face. This is insanity. Insanity? Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Shut up! Please. I lean my head atop the counter. I say that because... Wait. Oh my! I know it's a sad realization, but this is exactly what happened in infant isolation. Oh my! My tears leave my eyes and crash onto the tile. You're going to need a wet floor sign. Fuck you! Whoa, that's no way to speak to yourself. I hate you. You seem to forget that I am you. So therefore, you hate yourself. I mean, in this situation, I guess we are. It makes sense, really. You're mad, depressed, in denial. Those terms sound familiar. I'm not depressed. Is that why you've been crying? Why do you scream and no one is gonna ever hear you? I'm sure you don't try to hang yourself. I sure hope you don't. Shut up! Whoa, I punched the glass self in his face. Shattered pieces fall to the ground in a symphony of crashes. This is exactly what happened in infinite isolation. Well, not exactly, but what happened there is that we saw, or Lena saw, the shattered pieces of glass. And then, from what I can recall, this is where we cut ourselves. If we're going by the book. I stare down at the broken pieces. With shaky hands I pick up a long shard of glass. It's the only thing thick enough for me to see with my own eyes. It scares me. The emptiness in my eyes. I look up and to the remains of my mirror. The condescending self is gone, broken. I shut back down to the shard in my hand. Yep. With my right hand I firmly grasp it. My vision begins to crane towards the blank canvas at my left arm. Like a book, right? Like writing a book. This glass is my pen. My blood is the ink. I press the cold glass against my skin. My body shivers upon contact. My hands continue to shake violently. I angle the blade long ways and clench my eyes shut. Just one cut, please. Just one non-lethal, definitely not in your veins cut. I just have to see her again. No! I can't go on like this. I just want to be with her again. I just want to see her. My breathing goes heavier and heavier. Somebody stop us! My arm refuses to move. Do it. Do it! Don't do it! Damn it! I drop the glass shard and it breaks into even smaller pieces among impact. I can't do it. My breaths go shallow. I slide down my bathroom wall until I reach the floor. I can't do it. I huddle into a fetal position on the freezing tiles. My body lays still in a puddle of blood and tears, the broken remnants of my mirror in front of me. Tears continue to pour out of my face. Why, Yuri? Why is it that every time you make me cry, I love you a little bit more? I continue to cry until I can't cry anymore. Ah, I cry until I no longer feel pain inside. Acceptance. Time doesn't heal all wounds. It just allows you to become numb to the pain. It's been a long ride. There's a lot of things I wish I didn't do. I bottled my pain inside. But now I have to let go of you. The memories we made, all the times we shared, all the love we gave, and the perfume in your hair. Your name is etched into my heart. Your laugh will ring through my ears. I refuse to let me be torn apart. I won't be consumed by my fears. I continue to live life with you in my mind. I continue life with you in my mind. That I live every day just for you. The wounds will heal me will heal given time. As you sit there in the sky of blue, you lay there, still without a sound, and fly up to the heaven sky. The casket sinks into the ground, and thus I must say my last goodbye to my amethyst angel. My eyes open ever so slowly. My body goes into a shade of shock. Wait, what are we doing? How did we get here? I pan my eyes along the landscape. How am I here? I was at home. I remember falling asleep on the floor. The low-hanging sun blinds my vision. I raise my hand to shield my eyes. Suddenly I spot a figure in the distance. I slowly walk towards it. Slowly but surely the figure starts to take form. No! I pick up my pace. Yuri? I wave my arms to gather attention. Eventually, I arrive just a few feet from her. She finally notices me. Hello, Midas. I take a look around the landscape. Yuri has her back turned towards me, as if she's looking at the same scene as me. I use a sidelong glance. Yuri, what's going on? What do you mean? Am I dead? Do you feel dead? I pat my hands along my body. Is this a dream? Or is it real? Are dreams reflections of the real world? Now is not the time for riddles. I begin to step towards and reach out to her. What the? I press my hands in front of me. Ripples float through the air. There's some sort of magical bar between me and her. Yuri, I can't get through. I bang my hands against the wall. Yuri finally turns towards me. You're not ready yet. Her voice has an echoey, almost angelic sound to it. It sounds far away, but so clear at the same time. No, please, please let me in. I wish I could. But if I let you, you wouldn't be able to go back. What if I don't want to go back? Yuri, please. I want to be with you. I know. But you have others who rely on you. They need you. I'll just let them down like I let you down. Yuri gives me a puzzled look. I'm sorry. I begin to cry. My tears glide down my cheeks to my chin before crashing down to earth. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have yelled at you. I shouldn't have been there to support you when you needed me. Tell me, Midas, why do you blame yourself? Isn't it obvious? I didn't do anything to help you. You have no idea how much you helped me. If it weren't for you, I would have taken my life long before. I wouldn't have died without at least knowing what true love is like. I can imagine a worse way to go, but I don't want you to go. I respond in a real voice. It hurts to talk through my tears. I can't do this without you. I mean, I know the right thing to do is not kill ourselves, but you can't deny this kind of fucking emotional. Did my poem not mean anything to you? I meant every word I said. How can you be so quick to forgive me? Midas, you were never to blame in the first place. I hang my head and continue to sob. Now my tears just go straight from my eye sockets. I don't know what to do. I need your help. There has to be a way to bring you back. I think we both know that's not possible. My voice drops down to a whisper. I know. It's just so hard. My heart just refuses to move on. It's like my mind is telling me that it's just not worth it anymore. When the only thing worth living is for is gone. And the reason that she's gone is because of me. I continue my head in sorrow and watch as my tears hit the dirt. Can you answer another question for me, Midas? Okay. Hypothetically, if you were being diagnosed with cancer tomorrow, would you blame yourself for getting sick? That was a random question. Okay, I need to calm myself down a bit. No. No, I wouldn't. She steps closer to me, as close as this invisible barrier will allow her. Then why do you blame yourself for having depression? I look up at her. Yuri stares at me. No, not at me. It's like she's staring directly into my soul. She's staring at my true self. I'm found speechless. The words she's saying toss and turn into my head. You have to go now. Wait, but you have your own life to live. You have other people counting on you. Please don't make the same mistake I did. But what about you? What about us? She gives me a soft smile. I can wait for you. Perhaps when I see you again, we can hold hands just like we used to. Fuck. Now it's my turn to give her a soft smile. A soft, teary-eyed smile. Yuri, I think I finally learned what love is. Did you now? I nod. She gives me a look as if she knew I was going to say this the whole time. Perhaps you can tell me what that meaning is when we see each other again. But now you have someone waiting for you. Who is this someone? Sayori, of course. Midas? Midas? Midas, where are you? Huh? I wake up in a cold sweat on my bathroom floor. What happened? Well, we were knocked out unconscious. Where's Yuri? I look around trying to collect my bearings. The shattered remains of my mirror are on the floor. And I realize where I am. Hello? Anyone home? A familiar voice calls out from my bathroom door. Sayori. She can't see me like this. I attempt to get up. My head feels like it's splitting open. I press my hand against my forehead and shut my eyes tightly. I can feel my brain pounding against the front of my skull. Bathroom door gently opens. Oh, the roles are switched. You get to see me in a broken mess. Sayori rushes over to me. Midas, what did you do? Her eyes begin to scan the room like a detective. She notices the glass on the floor and the blood on my knuckles. Sayori grabs my wrist and examines my hand. You punched the mirror. She says that with a disappointing tone. I didn't like what I saw. Midas, do you think you're ugly? Because you're not. Well, on the outside at least, no, but you feel like a mess inside. I think you're very cute. The corners of my mouth slightly curl. Thanks, Sayori. Now let's get you cleaned up. She searches the cabinet for some bandages and a peroxide. Bingo! Let's get you off your butt. Sayori throws my arm over her shoulder and picks me up. I try not to put my weight on her, but as soon as I stand up, my eyes enter another dimension and I become dizzy. A lot of blood loss, I guess. Sayori supports me. Here, lean on the counter. She carefully sweeps off my any excess shards of glass. I do as I'm told and rest myself upon the bathroom counter. What are you doing here? The doctor told me that I was in good enough condition to leave. So I figured before I went home I'd visit you. And I'm glad I did. How long have you been on the floor? I shake my head. I have no idea. Sayori gives me a pouty look. You really shouldn't sleep on the floor. It's bad for your neck. I know. I still find myself victim of one of Sayori's lectures. She gestures for me to raise my hand over the sink and I do so. The bottle of peroxide hovers menacingly over my hand. This is gonna sting. At least it's not alcohol. I mean, that will really hurt if it was isopropyl alcohol. I know. Sayori tips the bottle. I keep my mouth shut tight to not show any display of pain. Sayori dabs the wound with a wet towel and begins to bandage it up. I guess you learned some stuff while in the hospital, huh? Sayori gives me a large smile. Just call me Nurse Sayori from now on. I gave a small chuckle. You know, Midas, this kind of reminds me of when we were little kids. How so? Well, the roles were reversed now, but I remember when we were little kids we would always play in the neighborhood. You would run around, climb trees. I'd always try to keep up with you despite you being much faster. And sometimes I would fall and get hurt. And then you'd stop everything and come care for me. Whether I scraped my knee or cut my hand, you were always there to help me. You would say, Sayori, look at me. It's okay. Everything will be okay. I remember I just used to start carrying around band-aids in my pockets just in case you hurt yourself. You would always make me feel better and stay with me until the pain went away. I remember back when Sayori and I were little kids, getting into trouble left and right. All the things little kids do. I guess I always assumed Sayori and I were equal. I didn't realize that all this time she was just trying to stay close to me. Remember when I fell in the pond near the park? Yeah, your parents were mad. You jumped in because I was drowning. Oh god. You weren't drowning. The water was only about 2 feet deep. Is that so? I realized my hand has already been fully bandaged, yet Sayori still hasn't let go of it. My eyes lock onto her sky blue eyes. This is what Yuri meant, isn't it? That I have unfinished business here. What do you mean? I can't leave without knowing the people I care about would be okay. Sayori notices she's been holding my hand and quickly lets it go. Sorry! It's fine. You should sit down somewhere. Okay. Sayori and I step out into my room. I take a seat on my bed. Hey, what's that? Sayori walks through towards a small wooden box sitting atop my nightstand. It looks like a radio! Yeah, it is. I remember when Yuri gave me that radio as a gift. Now it's one of the few things I have to remember her by. Sayori bends down eye level on the wooden radio. Her eyes dazzle like a child's. She brushes her hand along its edges. Eventually her fingers find the dials, and then the room fills with music. Not a bad zone. I like it! Sayori begins bobbing her head up and down to the rhythm. This is really cute. Where'd you get it? Yuri gave it to me. That's sweet. No! No! Sayori, please don't. Oh my god. Where's Yuri now? She doesn't know. That makes sense. She's been in the hospital this entire time. Sayori, why don't you take a seat? Okay. Sayori gives me a look of concern. She sinks down next to me. Where do I even begin? I guess I should start from the beginning. All the way from the beginning. Oh no. We're gonna... really beginning. I thought that we were gonna... Sorry, I'm starting to... Remember the day when Yuri and Monica got into an argument and Yuri ran out of the room? I tell Sayori the whole story. I give her as many details as I can over what's happened the past several months. Well, everything minus the past few days. No! That's not true! I stay silent to allow Sayori to process what she just heard. You're lying! Her voice cracks and breaks into a sob. Sayori throws herself onto me. I can feel a wet spot on my shoulder. She cries loudly into my ears. I simply stroke the back of her head to comfort her. After a few minutes, Sayori seems to compose herself as much as she can. I grab her by the shoulders. Sayori, look at me. I speak to her in a soft voice as if she was made of glass that would shatter by any loud noise. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay! No! Yuri! I wonder how this will play down the line because it was implied, or at least from what I can understand, that when we talked to Natsuki, we referenced the ending to Exit music. So, considering that no, Yuri is the only one who has died just yet, and then they reference something like that. This just tells me that we're far from the ending. I'm here for you. Always. Sayuri nods as she wipes away her tears. You seem to be taking this rather well. Believe me, I'm not. I look down at my bandaged hand. I wouldn't say exactly that. But recently I did have a change of heart. What's the word for that? Sayuri smiles through her tears. An epiphany. I don't think that's quite right, but sure, we'll go with that. She gives me a small grin. I can't really explain it very well. I mean, we had a dream. Yuri told us that we can't follow her. So, we'll have to finish whatever we have to finish before we do so. It's just like something inside me is telling me that it's time to move on. I know it's weird, but I believe you. Sayuri brushes the hair out of my face. You're my best friend, Sayuri, and I mean that in the best way possible. I know you do. Just took me some time to understand that. I made a lot of mistakes. So have I. I've hurt a lot of people. And so have I. How can you hurt people? You're dang Sayuri! What do you do? I mean, the only person you've been hurting is yourself, but that's kinda understandable considering your past condition. I suppose we're both just huge messes, huh? That's why we make such great friends. It gives me the most sincere smile I've ever seen rest upon her face. I suppose I was wrong, Sayuri. Huh? You can't fully get rid of depression? Not alone, at least. I turned to my bathroom. Don't make the same mistake I did. Yuri's words ring through my ears. I think it's best if we take this journey together. No one can battle their demons alone. I think I'd like that. So what do we do now? Keep on living, I suppose. Yuri may not be here physically, but I believe she's somewhere out there, waiting for me. Sayuri stares over my bathroom as well. She then looks at my wrist. There's a small indent on where I pressed the glass against my arm. I need you to stay here! She places her small hands over the area of my arm I nearly cut open. Please? I stare at her. I peer straight into her blue eyes. Her windows of the soul. I'll stay here. I grab her hand and entwine my fingers in hers. You promise? I promise, Sayuri. My story isn't over yet. Well, I was kinda wrong when I said it was in the middle of the story, or the story is far from the ending, but I guess this is the epilogue. We're 1 year later. I wake up to the sun telling me good morning. Early sunlight shines through my window, filling the room. I don't feel very well today, however. Today's an exceptionally difficult day to wake up to. January 5th. Yuri's birthday. It's a grim reminder of how I feel to protect her. Begin to stretch out my arms. Time to get up. Finish my morning routine like any other day. Taking a shower, get dressed, eat. The same daily routine every day. I do the exact same thing every day. For what? I ask myself. It's not like I have anything to look forward to. I find myself thinking negative thoughts. It's these same thoughts that almost led to my death nearly a year ago. I lightly slap some sense into myself. Hopefully I can knock out those bad thoughts as well. After all, I promised that I would keep pushing forward, if not for me, then for Yuri. Today's a special day and I have some very special plans. How? By swinging open my cabinet, I reach for a picnic basket. Next, I work on a platter of food. Who is this for? I make some sandwiches, grab some fruit and water, and pack up some pastries for dessert. If I remember correctly, there should be a spare blanket in the closet. I walk over and gently open my closet door. Wait, we didn't even get to have a picnic with Yuri! So I'm guessing this is how we'll make tribute of her? But how? I mean, she's not here! So how? Grabbing the blanket, I toss it next to the basket. Are we gonna have a picnic with the girls? Food, water, blanket. Looks like everything is packed. I place the basket near the door. I almost forgot. I rush upstairs to my bedroom. My backpack lays in the corner. I sling it over my shoulders. After making sure it's secure, I reach for the drawer. I stop. I'm frozen in place. As much as I want them, my arm refuses to move. What's happening? My hand is locked inches from the handle, as if they were both full of magnets with similar poles. An eternity passes of just me staring at my desk drawer. In there holds a Pandora's box of all my memories. Using every piece of willpower, I grab the handle and pull it open. Inside is a badly wrapped rectangular gift. I grab the gift and head out of my house, picking up the basket and blanket along the way. Once I'm outside, I begin to feel 10 times better. The sun beams down on my face and fresh winter air fills my lungs. It's thin and clean. Despite it being sunny, the light breeze creates a perfectly balanced temperature. I couldn't have wished for more perfect weather. All the negative thoughts about the day leave me, and I'm left with only pure bliss. Continuing my trek towards the destination. The park is as beautiful as ever. All the birds have left for the winter, creating a calming silence. Only the sound of my footsteps and the whistling of the wind can be heard. But why are we... I mean, we're obviously here for a picnic, but with who? Despite the perfect weather, there seems to be very few people here. I see a few groups in the distance, but other than that, it's empty. However, it's perfectly fine by me. Eventually, I stray off the path. Oh! Dang! Violet has grown. The dense forest begins to fade out and I find myself in the clearing. It's exactly 1 year since I visited this place. The grass looks a bit greener for some reason. Take a few steps and find myself face to bench with Violet. Well, haven't you grown big and tall now? It's grown a bit. Violet now stands just a bit shorter than me. I set down my basket and gift and begin to lay out the blanket. In less than 10 minutes, I've laid out all the food in front of me. Next, I pull out some stuff from my backpack. A portable tea set and a small oil diffuser. Ah! Ah! No! Okay, I get where this is going. I start the I don't even know how to read that. Then grab the diffuser. It's a small wooden cylinder with a hole at the top. Inside the pocket of my bag, I pull out the small container of liquid. I pour some of its contents into the diffuser. A small ray of vapor begins to float out of it. It's lavender! According to the internet, lavender is a calming effect on the body and mind. Only one more thing. I reach into my backpack and feel a hard, solid piece of wood. It's the radio. I pull it out and prop it in front of me. Oh! It's not the radio! It's a framed portrait of Yuri. The same one she gave me a year ago as a thank you for being her boyfriend. I can't help but laugh. Back then, it struck me as odd, her giving me a picture of herself. Now it's really all I have to remember her. I grab one of the sandwiches and start eating it. Ham and cheese. Easy to make and tastes great. Having Yuri's portrait here almost makes me feel not so alone. Hey Yuri, can you hear me? It's been a while since we've talked. I miss you, I really do. Yuri's picture does nothing but deeply stare at me. Everyone's doing good. Oh! I mean, I'm trying to stop crying, but I'm surprised. Monica got kicked out of school. As for Sayuri, Natsuki, and I, we all graduated. We all had to take extra courses in the summer to graduate. None of us really went to school after what happened. But in the end, we did graduate. Natsuki actually got accepted into some sort of baking program at our university. We were all really happy for her. We started seeing Dr. Langton again. He accepted me back even after my outburst. He's truly been a big help. He even took up Sayuri as a patient. How great is that? Sayuri's been doing really well and battling her depression. I can't express how proud I am of her. The wind whistles past me here. It's weird being outside in the winter. When you imagine the sound of nature, you usually picture birds and chirping. But all the birds have flown south. So there's no sound of nature at all. There's nothing else around that open field, a cool wind, and a single cherry blossom. Our single cherry blossom. Every so often they contain the smallest smash heard from the lake created by some small animal. The only word I could really use to describe it is peaceful. Quick ding in the roasted serenity. My tea is finished. I pour it into the small teacup. She won't even drink! I place one of the cup in front of me and the other next to Yuri. The steam begins to rise through the cool winter air. Its smell reaches my nostrils. I take a sip. It's oolong, your favorite! I am no teasmith like you, but I think I did a pretty good job. I've actually picked up a lot of new hobbies influenced by you. You even started to write a book, can you believe that? Another small gust of wind blows. We didn't even get to read. What was that? The Sakura's Guide? The violin leans over from the forest and a few branches of leaves spring off. One leaf in particular catches my eye. The sunlight sparkles off it as it floats around in front of me. Eventually the small, pink leaf descends slowly and lands before Yuri's portrait. How about that? I brought something for you. I reach for the gift that has been beside me this whole time and hold it in front of Yuri's picture to show her. I'll open it for you. I slowly begin to open up the wrapping. As I do, my vision begins to blur as tears fill my eyes. I finish tearing off the object and reveal the rectangular shaped object. Look, it's of course Sakura's Guide! I remember when you told me how excited you were for this book to come out. Well, it's out. I proudly hold up the book. Do you remember when you made me promise that when the book came out we'd read it together? I solemnly stared down at the ground. These memories are really all I have left to hold. Well, if we could read it together now. My eyes stare at Yuri. Her expression never breaks. I mean, it's a picture of her, so how? I don't know why it would. After all, it's just a picture. But to me, it's like really her sitting with me. I guess you can't really be here physically, so I'll just read it out loud. I've gotten a bit better at reading, so hopefully I'm not too slow for you. I laugh at my lonesome sense of humor. With that done, I open the first page. According to Yuri, this book is a continuation of Infinite Isolation, the book we read together way back when. Supposedly, this is one of the supernatural elements as Kiana's spirit indirectly guides Lena to freedom. It's a story that Yuri and I were supposed to share together. Then I guess the roles are switched. Instead of Keanu or the guy guiding Lena, it would be us guiding Yuri guiding us. I guess I should start now. Oh, you even get to read it. Loneliness is a fear that everyone must face alone. But I was not anyway. But perhaps I was wrong. You're never truly alone. There's always someone looking out for you. I come back to my senses. What the hell, I mutter. The door. It spontaneously just opened. I stand frozen in place. No noises can be heard from the other side. For some reason unbeknownst to me, I decide to turn around and look outside my window. Through the bars of the window, I see a single leaf of sakura float into my room. It dances through the air before elegantly landing on the cement. What do we do next? I'm not entirely sure why. Or what I do next. I feel drawn to this leaf. I gently lower myself and pick it up. It glows as I twirl it around in my fingers. There's a drastic difference between the elegance of the leaf and the dirtiness of my fingertips. It's a balanced sight to take in. Without thought, I place the leaf in my shirt pocket. About 10 minutes pass by and I finish the first chapter. It's immediately to close the book and look up at Yuri. I'm no longer trying to hold in my tears. I let them flow down my cheeks like waterfalls. But tears don't fall, do they? This is how it ends. I mean, it's bittersweet. If you ask me, Yuri, I truly loved you. You saved me. I choke on my words. You showed me a part of myself I didn't know even existed. You made me feel things I don't quite understand. For some odd reason, I was okay with that. For once, I saw what it meant to truly love something. Love something so much that you would give them everything imaginable if you could. I need a breather. You are my world, and I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. My eyes are puffy and red, and my sleeve is damp from me wiping my tears. I'm going to keep moving forward though. I promise you that. And I will never break that promise. Yuri's portrait stares at me. Her beautiful lavender eyes that still manage to pierce mine. But behind those eyes was a broken girl that needed someone to put her back together. It's hard to believe someone so perfect could be a part of this reality. I mean, she's not even in this reality. She's dead. She was pure. She wasn't from this world. She was a fallen angel. And now that angel has finally returned home. Here's the end message. Thanks so much for playing Angel, or Fallen Angel. It's been a long year of development. Despite that, I do not regret taking on this project. It's changed my life in so many ways. Being part of this community and being able to share my work has been such a blessing. Thank you for the team for making this possible. I couldn't have done it without them. Fallen Angel, I wanted to tell a story that would hit so many emotions. I wanted to take the DLC community to a place it's never been before. I wanted to share a lesson that I myself need to learn. Our time in this world is limited. The ones with us won't be here forever, so we should cherish the time we have now. Enjoy life as it comes. Don't dwell in the past or stress about the future. Enjoy the present before it's gone. If you enjoyed Fallen Angel, I encourage you to join the Discord. At the very least, keep my name in mind in case you may be interested in another future work. Any other future work. Once again, thank you and continue to create your story. Noah. I want to calm down a bit before I can give my review. But for now, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed Fallen Angel. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.